Welcome to Subconsciously Taken, fool.
Hello, how y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. Hope y'all family's doing as well. Um, I don't know if you like the way this country's going, but I don't know. It's really looking pretty bad. Instead of getting out of wars, we're getting into them. And right now, the buffoon we got in office, it's a weak buffoon. He's weak. He's got no backbone. All he cares about is himself. All these politicians are like that. I mean, they don't live the kind of life we do. But yet, it's up to us to who we put in office or who we get out. And don't give me that you ain't got the power to do it. We all do if we all unite. But instead of uniting, we're all fighting each other. We're all doing everything they want us to do. They want us to fight among each other about skin color, about anything. They just don't like a big group of people getting together because they know it's they're weak against that. But we as human beings don't unite. We always bickering with each other. Yeah, there's more cop shootings and police officers, they're just like me and you. They're human beings. You know, I mean, usually if you're shooting at a police officer, there's a reason for it. Either an outlaw or you did something you shouldn't have done. You know, you're running from something. You know, and the thing is that people like that we don't need in the society. Really don't. And I don't understand why would any human being want to hurt another human being. I can understand a human being protecting themselves because they ain't got no choice. You know, but what kind of world do you want to live in? You can't have both sides. You got to have only one way. We're all, every one of us does something wrong. Every one of us, including me. We all do something wrong. You know, we got to learn how to control ourselves, how to control our feelings. You know, a lot of these news medias are feeding a lot of BS. You know, and you need to have the mindset to process what is real and what is not. You know, taking things that don't belong to you is wrong. You know, and that's something that we all need to learn, and we all need to learn consequences. Everything in life's got a consequence. Think about it. Everything. When an officer pulls you over, it's up to you to make sure things go good. And I understand some police officers have a bad day, and they usually take it out on people they pull over. But that's where you need to think. You need to think that maybe the police officer's having a bad day today. I'm just going to talk to him nice. He asks for something, just give it to him. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to argue about it. If you know you were wrong, if you were speeding, ran a stop sign, whatever you did that was wrong, you already know that you're in the wrong. You know, he caught you, he caught you. That's all there is to it. You know? I mean, we all need to talk, whether you're an officer or a regular person, we all need to talk to each other with respect as human beings. And that's the problem today, is that we feed into too much BS, what the media's telling you, and you take it to heart. So when a cop pulls you over, as long as you heard from the media that they're bad or they're wrong, you decide you're going to have a chip on your shoulder. Me, I ain't got that kind of time to be wasting with a police officer. He pulls me over, gives me a ticket. I'm on my way. I'm out of there. I ain't got time for this, wasting time. But that's the way I think. That's my mindset. I know I ain't done nothing wrong. If I ran a stop sign or I was speeding and he caught me, hey, he caught me. I'll go pay my ticket, fight it in court or whatever. But the thing is that we need to quit taking things that we think are wrong because we heard or what we seen on the news. News medias, they shop up the videos to make it look at a certain way. And I don't think anybody really pays attention to it, especially your average worker that goes to work every day. He goes to work, he comes home, all he sees is whatever they feed, whatever he looks at, that's all he knows is true. Because the news said it. You got to remember, the news, it's a bunch of actors that are given the news or given their story. And that's why they call them stories, because that's what they are, stories. Stories, you can make them good or bad, either way you want it. But we got to have the mindset to process and think, hey, well, if that's true, look it up. Find out how true it is. Always look for facts. And if you can't find facts, you can't say that it's true. Now, I respect police officers. I respect the people that serve for our country, our fire department. Every one of them is important to every human being. Because when you're in trouble, who are you going to call? No, you ain't going to call Ghostbusters, but who are you going to call? You're going to call a police officer. If somebody's out there with a gun trying to threaten your life, that's who you're going to call. And don't go trying to make the conflict bigger than what it is. Don't go try to prove anything either. Because when you try to prove something some way or another, you're going to get in trouble. Some way or another. And I learned that a long time ago. Don't try to take care. If the threat's not going to take your life and you can avoid it. Report it. Press charges. Don't try to take it in your own hands and take care of it for yourself because, I'm Billy Badass, I can do this. You start thinking like that, you'll get yourself killed. You're going to get into some trouble that you're not going to be able to get out. And it ain't going to be nobody's fault but yours. There's been a lot of times I have to humble myself because I got to think of all that. I mean, when you experience things in life, it should open your eyes not to do them again. Because you know what the outcome is. And I think a lot of times we let our ego get to us, our pride get to us. And instead of humbling ourselves and think about it, especially if you got family, if you got kids, you got to be there for your kids and your family. You ain't got time for idiots. Idiots cause trouble. Instigators cause trouble. But you got to know how to process that and understand who is the idiot and who's the one causing problems. I mean, think about it. All I can say is my prayers go out to the officers that are in bad situations. I'm not saying that all officers are good, because there's a lot of bad ones too. It's in everybody. I don't care where you go. There's somebody that's bad. They're either bad because they want attention, or they're bad because they're lazy. They don't want to work. They want easy money. And as long as it don't affect you, don't worry about it. Now, if this idiot's affecting your life, report it. Go through the proper channels. If an officer is out of line, go through the proper channels. I've done it before. And I've done it before with a sheriff. He'd singled me out. He'd pulled me over. And things just got worse and worse all the time. I finally had to go to Internal Affairs. After that, it stopped. But I went through the proper channels to do that. First, I went to his sergeant. Then I went to his lieutenant. Then I went to his captain. After the captain, I went to Internal Affairs. And believe me, as soon as it got to that point, it stopped. Internal Affairs told me, we'll take care of it. If you still have a problem, then you can work yourself off to get in a lawsuit. You know, and that's something that you can't say you ain't got the power. You do. Everyone does. If you go to the right channels, you can get an officer off your back if he is singling you out. But like I said, not all officers are bad. There's a lot of good officers out there. All they're doing is their job, to protect. And that's what they do. They protect. I mean, as soon as something breaks out around your house, you're going to call them. The fire department too. The fire department's very important. A fire starts, you're going to have to call them. You know, if it's a real big fire. You know, or if you see a fire down the street that's, you know there could be somebody in there. Either you're going to go help or you're going to call, report it. That's what you got to do, report it. You know, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. Think about it. Never try to justify the wrong. I mean, there's been times I've been caught speeding. Hey, I know I was wrong. And I tell the officer, yeah, I was speeding. I was wrong. Writes me out a ticket or gives me a warning. Most of the time they give you a warning. But now if you start shooting your mouth off, then you probably get a ticket or get arrested. Depends on how you want it to go. You know, if anybody that's in a bad mood, and you come across somebody in a bad mood, it don't matter whatever they're doing, whether if they're at work or you're at a grocery store, whatever, and they're in a bad mood, talk to them real nice. They can say, what do you want? Next thing you know, you say, oh, well, sir, I need this. They calm down just by doing that. They start to calm down. They start to like realize, hey, I'm yelling at this person and their person's talking to me with respect. And they respect you back. You know, but if you're going to take it wrong right off the bat and wanting to stir up stuff, you know. I remember one time I was at a store and this was earlier on the pandemic, right? The China virus, put it that way. When it started, and I went in there and I would go in there with a mask if the sign said wear a mask. I put my mask on, go on in. And this one guy goes in there and he don't want to wear a mask. He said he wants to argue with the guy. I want to go in there, get out. I ain't got time to be wasting like that. You know. They argued whatever, but I got my stuff and I left. You know, it doesn't involve me. I don't care. I ain't got time for this. You know. What are you going to prove? I mean, if the guy wants you to wear a mask or whatever it is, wear shoes, wear a shirt, if they got rules, man, just go by them. Get in and get out. Same thing when an officer pulls you over. He pulls you over, give him the information, you know you were wrong, give you a ticket or let you go or whatever, and be on your way. I ain't got time to be wasting. I want to hurry up, get it done with, and be gone. You know? But a lot of people they let their pride get in it. Or they heard so much crap about either police officers or whatever, and they want to try to add to it. You know? Knowing they're wrong. but they still want to add to it. Why? It don't make no sense. I mean, we need to start respecting each other, and I mean everybody. I mean all human beings. You know, and I ain't got time to be arguing with the idiot. I mean, that's just the way I think. Because you can't change a mindset if they already have that mindset where they're stubborn and they're not open for suggestions or nothing. Fine. To me, all right. That's what you believe? All right, no problem. I'll go away. I don't need to go through all this bullshit with the idiot. I mean, think about it. You're wasting your time. You got family to get to. You ain't got time to be getting in trouble. Maybe you got to go. Maybe you're having a party for your kid and you go to the store and somebody pisses you off. Instead of humbling yourself, you get in a fight, you get locked up. And the stuff never gets home to where the party's at for the little boy or the little girl. Think about it. You know, we need to start thinking before we start reacting. You know, if you react first and then think about it, by the time you think about it, you probably handcuffed, locked up, and you should have said, damn, I shouldn't have done that. We need to start changing our ways on to think first and then react. But think good. Be positive on what you're thinking. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but you know, don't blame any person, whether they're working at a grocery store or is a cop pulling you over or whatever. Don't take things personal. If they're having a bad day, you know, just say, oh yeah, okay, no problem. And that's it. Leave it at that. You know, cop gives you a ticket, you go on about your way. You want to be ignorant and then start arguing with them and stuff, well, you're going to get what consequences. That's all there is to it. There's consequences. And you need to teach your kids about consequences. Because as they're growing up, you got to teach them. They're sponges, like I said. You got to show them how to live life. Not to go try to, you know, do bad things. I mean, we all do wrong things. Don't get me wrong. We all do. But there's some wrong things you get into that there's no way out. You know? And if there is, it's a little wiggle room just to get out. Just enough to save your neck. But if you go do it again, well, that's what you're getting out of life. It's what you feed on. I mean, if you feed into bullshit, that's what you're going to get. You know? Yeah, like I said, if you want to be successful in life, hang around with successful people. Hang around with people that think before they do things. Maybe that'll rub off on you. But you got to think. You know? Knowledge helps you out with everything. You want to be up here in life? Knowledge will get you there. Knowledge will get you everything you want in life. But you can't be lazy. You got to be willing to do it. You know, because if you ain't got no will to do it, then you're going to be where you're at now. You know, and maybe you're comfortable where you're at now. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is we need to move forward in life. We can't be going backwards. You know, don't worry about the Jones. The Jones can have everything. You can have that too. It's just going to take you a little time. But you'll get there. Think about it. But anyway, this video has gone long enough. And just remember what I always say. We all create our own hell by the choices we make in life. Think about it. God loves you. Peace out.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all up to you. Bye-bye and God bless.